What's up guys? I recently returned from exploring the beautiful country of Portugal and I want to share with you my favorite places. Portugal is home to some of Europe's most stunning landscapes. The country is full of intriguing history, incredible coastline, and the world's biggest waves. From the lush islands of the Azores to the scenic Algarve coast, Portugal has so much to offer. Praia Do Ursa. Located on Sintra's coast, about 50 minutes from Lisbon, this is probably my favorite beach in all of Portugal. Now, one reason I like it so much is for its rock formations. There's several of them and they look like wizard hats. Now to get to the beach, it's a decent hike. It only took us like 20 or 30 minutes to get down. It is just a little steep descent. Pena Palace. It's this stunning, colorful castle that sits on top of the Sintra Mountains. The palace was completed in 1854 and today it stands as one of the 7 wonders of Portugal. Now to get there, you can take a taxi to the top or you can also hike up from the town of Sintra. It's a really beautiful hike that you go through some gardens. When we reached the palace, I was just amazed by the architecture and the colors. It was so vibrant and I loved the contrast between the red and yellow structures. I will say it was extremely packed, like there were so many people, so if you do go, I recommend visiting really early, right when it opens. Quinta Da Regaleira. It's home to this inverted tower, which has a fascinating history regarding the initiation ceremony for the Templar Knights, the city of Lisbon. Now, if you're coming into Portugal, chances are you'll fly into this airport. It's a great starting point for your Portugal adventures. Now, being one of the oldest cities in Europe, Lisbon is just full of so much culture and history. One of my favorite features of Lisbon is the Sanctuary of Christ the King monument. It reminds me of a mixture of Rio de Janeiro and San Francisco with that massive bridge that goes over the Tagus River. The Commerce Square is another beautiful spot to explore. The Belem Tower is another really cool monument that served as a point of embarkation for Portuguese explorers. Lisbon is such a historic city, and I have to say it's one of the most beautiful capitals in all of Europe. Afterwards, we're going to visit the medieval town of Obidos. Now, located about an hour's drive from Lisbon, Obidos is this romantic medieval town protected by an impressive stone wall. Around the year 713 AD, the Moors established a fortification here, and in the 12th century, the King of Portugal reclaimed the land. Obidos was later gifted to the Queen, and for the following centuries, Obidos received special treatment from the Queens of Portugal, who remodeled and enriched the village throughout the Middle Ages. Now, one of my favorite features of Obidos is the wall that surrounds it. When you enter the town's gates, there's a stairway on your left, and you can walk around on the top of the medieval walls. Medieval destinations, you gotta give Obidos a visit. Now, afterwards, we're gonna visit one of the most gnarly coastlines in the world, Nazare. Located just a 90-minute drive from Lisbon, Nazare is this historical coastal town that is famous for being home to the biggest surfable wave on the planet. Every winter season, the waves can be over 100 feet high. The reason the waves get so big is because there's this underwater canyon right before the swell hits the beach and just creates this massive wave. Now, the best place to see the wave is from the 16th century fort of St. Michael the Archangel. It's located right in the cliff, and I'm surprised it hasn't collapsed in the ocean after being battered by the sea for so many centuries. Afterwards, we're going to visit the university town of Coimbra. Located about 2 hours north from Lisbon, Coimbra is one of Portugal's most culturally vibrant cities. It was originally a Roman settlement, but during the Middle Ages, it became the capital of Portugal from 1131 to 1255. Now, the oldest university in Portugal, which was originally started in Lisbon, was relocated to Coimbra in 1308. And today it's one of the oldest universities in continuous operation in the world. I would have loved to study there. Now, while you're in Coimbra, you can explore the university grounds and botanical gardens. I mean, just such a lovely university town. Now, afterwards, we're going to head to the mountains to visit Serra Da Estrela. Now, located about a 2 hours drive from Coimbra, Serra Da Estrela is the highest point in continental Portugal with a height of 1,993 meters. The peak isn't jagged like something you see in the Alps. It's basically the highest point on a plateau, but what's great about it is that you can drive there, so no hiking involved, and there's some really cool observatory towers on top. If you go in the wintertime, chances are it'll be covered in snow, and you can ski at the nearby Estrela ski resort. Afterwards, we're going to venture to the middle of the Atlantic Ocean to visit the archipelago of the Azores. Now, the Azores are a group of 9 islands like none other. They remind me of a hybrid of New Zealand and Hawaii with rolling pastures and green scenery. The largest island on the Azores is Sao Miguel. One of the most stunning places on the island is Lagoa da Sete, Cidades. It's a twin lake situated in the crater of a volcano. One lake is green while the other is blue. The nearby Santiago Lake is also a really unique place. Now, another one of my favorite islands on the Azores is Pico. It's home to the highest point in all of Portugal called Mount Pico. It's a stratovolcano that reaches 2,351 meters high and it last erupted in 1720. I just can't believe how huge it is. If you're up for a challenge, you can hike to the top. I mean, it's just hard to beat the scenery of this volcanic archipelago. After the Azores, we're going to head back to the mainland to visit the region of Algarve. Now, the Algarve region is the southernmost part of Portugal. It's famous for its good weather, high standard of living, and incredible coastline. One of the most beautiful towns is Lagos. It's an ancient maritime town with more than 2,000 years of history. Today, it's one of the most visited cities in Portugal. Now, what I love about Lagos is that it's located right next to some of the best beaches. The coast is home to uniquely shaped sea cliffs filled with hidden coves and sea caves. Bengali Cave is this incredible grotto with this opening on top. You can only access it by taking a kayak, paddleboard, or boat tour.